Before we get going into the video, my name is Brando for the new viewers. I'm the founder of Brandlux Media. We are an e-commerce growth agency. We've been able and so fortunate to work with 100 plus partners. And so the reason I started this channel is to document every framework that I know is proven to work and that actually work so that you can get some value from it and, hopefully make your business a success. With no further ado, I hope you enjoy this video. How's it going? This is Brando from Brandlux Media. And in today's video, I have two things for you. Number one, I have a super cool gift that I've never really shared in the past, and I'm going to talk about it in just a second. And number two, I'm going to bring you through the exact same process that my team uses to scale clients to $50,000 weeks and more. Okay, I'm going to bring you through the user-generated content process, how we find creators, how we work with them, what type of deal structure, the entire testing framework that we use. Now, the gift that I'm going to share with you is a list of 50 to 60 user-generated content, UGC content creators that have been vetted by us, that have been generating 3, 4, 5x ROAS on our clients. Okay, so you can get the list. It's absolutely free. I don't need your email. I don't need your name. Get it. It's the link. It's free. It's public. It's just going to be in this video. But make sure to go after that list, because I can assure you that finding the right creators is hard, and these people have been battle tested by us. Let's actually go into the case study to understand exactly how we generate $50,000 weeks and what our user generated content process looks like. Okay, with no further ado, let's get into the video. Now, as usual, before we get started, here's the proof. I know that there's a lot of noise out there, people that fake things. You can't fake this. So let me just show you a time frame from January 18th to January 24th, 2024. So super recent, let's call it case study and date. And as you can see here, we actually generated not 50, but $59,206 for this client. The only problem is that when we scale aggressively, right, the marketing doesn't become the problem anymore. It's more of the logistical problem, and it's something that a lot of people don't get into. They focus on the product and the marketing, which by the way, I completely understand. It makes sense, but sometimes you need to take a step back and make sure that you get the returns figured out. So they got received 6.4K in returns, which brought the revenue down to, the total sales down to 52,725. Either way, the returns with our advertising were over 3x. So for every dollar that we were spending, the business was generating over $3, which is a great return on ad spend, especially at this slightly higher scale. Okay, now that you saw the proof, let's actually go through our strategies here in just a second. Let me switch over to Freeform. There we go. Scale to $50,000 plus per week with this UGC process. I want to repeat myself. I have a gift for you. If you didn't, I would go after the list after the video, because it will make more sense if you follow this video and then go after the link. But it's not gonna go away. Don't worry, it's gonna be there. So make sure to click the link. I'm not gonna ask for anything to look at our UGC list. And once again, this list has been vetted by us and by my team, so they're trusted creators. Okay, now let's talk about the most important thing, probably the initial step. How do we find these creators? There's several different ways to do this. Okay, my favorite way is Twitter, Facebook groups. Twitter and Facebook groups, to be honest. The other two ways that you can do this, there's probably other ways, but these are like some of the methods that we've used to find content creators. Okay, UGC platforms, and you can just buy UGC lists. And so these are just 4 methodologies that are pretty common nowadays. Let me show you what I mean by Twitter, Facebook groups, UGC platforms, and buying lists. Let me share my screen over on the other side so you can see. And by the way, I didn't refresh here. This is all real. Until it's waiting, whatever. Slow Wi-Fi. And by the way, guys, these are raw videos. I don't believe in like super fancy edited videos. I'm just trying to have a conversation and show you what's working for us. As you can see here, if it's loading, if it's loading, it should be loading. My Wi-Fi is terrible. There you go. Now let's talk about Twitter very quickly. Okay, it's simple. It's very, very simple. Do not overcomplicate the process. Go on Twitter and type in UGC creators. and you will literally find people that raise up their hand and say, I want to work with you. They have their email address, super easy to contact. They have their portfolios. So these people are actually content creators that have experience, that have a portfolio. Once again, UGC creator for 80 plus D2C brands. This person alone has worked with over 80 e-commerce brands. So they have experience and they want to work with you, right? They want to build relationships. So this is one way to do it. It's an absolute gold mine. Okay, people don't know about it very often, but you just have to go in UGC creators and go under people and look, like it's unlimited. And you can also do more specific searches. So maybe by skin type, black male, white female, Spanish creators, Swedish creators. Like you can go more in depth, but I like to do something general at first, and then we can go into the weeds later. Anyways, method number 2. What was method number 2? Facebook groups. If I have a Facebook group here, this is a random Facebook group that I just went on Facebook and I typed in UGC creator group, and I went under the group section, and I found this group that has 45,000 members. Okay, and I also stopped by this post that has over 57 comments. I know that there's other posts that have like way more, like 100, 200, 300. And this is a brand owner, and she writes, looking for a UGC creator for a bikini brand, drop your Instagram below. Like, and yeah, 57 people that are literally raising their hand. And maybe you can also be a little more specific and write your guidelines. I only want to work with people that are open to this type of offer, this type of deal. And I'm going to go through exactly the deal structure that we use with them so that you don't waste your time. Okay. Now, this is method number 2. Method number 3 is using UGC platforms. There's platforms like Billow, like Coley, I think it's called, and there's other platforms that literally you go in there and they give you access to millions of people. The only problem with those platforms is that a lot of the people within the platform don't really have experience and are just trying to make a couple $100 a week or a month to get an extra bucket for them, and they're not experienced creators. They don't really have a portfolio, and that's why it's typically a lot cheaper to work with with Billow or Coley and all these UGC platforms. One other platform that I saw that I'm going to start using with my team, because I just saw it the other day, to be honest with you, so this is something new for me as well. It's UGC Star, and they have like a pretty big database, as you can see here, of people. Not sure why this is not loading, but they have like you can keep scrolling, but they have people that are, they filter by gender, birthdays, age, country, what state, their rates, right? All the rates per video, perhaps their following, right? So you have basically all the entire information, plus you have a picture of them, which is really important because at first sight you can kind of see how they look and if they're a fit, and if they are like, they could be considered avatar customers for your brand or for your product or whatever. So this is a good platform. I think it looks good. I just need to subscribe and tell you myself, but I'm going to start using it with my own agency for my clients. Okay. The other method was, what was the other method? Buying UGC lists. So I used to have it open. I don't have it open anymore. I don't want to do it right now, but you can go on Fiverr, right? You can go on Upwork, and you literally have people that already have these lists, and they will just sell the lists for you. So they will have all these things. And they can sell you a list that is specifically and vetted for what you're looking for. So you can ask them, okay, I want skincare person within the UGC that has a UGC portfolio, that is black, that is Christian, whatever. You can be as specific as possible. Of course, the more you're specific, the lower the chance that you're gonna get a pretty big list, right? That for obvious reasons, I don't need to explain that. But these are the methods I use, and I don't like to pay too much, right? I like to have source things internally. As an agency owner, having a company, I have payroll and employees, and I just bring everything in house. It's just natural for me to do that. Okay, so now that we went through that, we need to automate this process. Okay, we absolutely need to automate this process. And so the next step over here is to actually, before we talk about automation, let's talk about deal structure. I forgot about that. How do we want to work with these creators, right? There's 2 ways. That's not really complicated. You send a free product, or you send a free product plus you pay them a fee. Okay, and typically this is where a lot of companies are maybe not open to doing this because it gets pretty expensive eventually. But these are a couple notes that I wrote. If you want to send a free product, there is just a higher chance that the creator doesn't have experience, as I say here, and is just trying to get a free product, and they might waste your time. to be honest. So we've done both models. We've just noticed that the quality and the consumption and time being wasted in resources is just higher if you send a free product and you don't pay them a fee. And typically also the level of experience is just not there. If we want to pay them a fee, which is typically around $100, you can find for $100, you can have a creator do 1 or 2 or 3 videos. So like one main video with like maybe 1 or 2 or 3 hooks, the first 5 seconds. I'm going to talk about that in just a second, actually, super important. But yeah, you just, as I say here, higher chance that the creator is professional, responsive, has a great portfolio. At the end of the day, you get what you pay for, okay? And a lot of people don't understand that. And typically this is the model that we use and that my clients use. They'd rather just pay because we don't want to waste any time going after people that don't have a portfolio, are going to waste your time, just want a free product, right? Cool. Some things that we do as well with these creators, since we pay them, is that if the product is kind of complex and complicated, we ask for the product back. So the owner of the brand reserves like 20 products, not more than that, 10 products, 20 products, and they ship the product to the creator does the video, and then the creator ships the product back, and then they reuse the same product without having to waste a bunch of inventory, okay? Either way, I mean, you decide what you can do with your own brand, okay? Let's talk about automating and finding the creators each week. You need to see creators as like a sales pipeline. If you don't have a sales pipeline, right, just like in sales, you don't have sales every week. You don't have a consistent lead flow. And if you don't have lead flow, you cannot choose who you want to work with or increase the revenue of your business, right? Same thing with finding creators. You need to build a pipeline, or else you're going to get to a point, right? If you do the job once, you're going to get to a point a month later where you're going to have to find new content creators and find new fits that are, you know, are a good representation of your brand and want to work with you, right? So you have to fill in the pipeline. What I like to do is I like to hire typically a VA. I like working with people in the Philippines. They're super nice. They're also like, they have cheap rates. $3 an hour is actually, I believe, slightly above the average wage over there. So they're happy and motivated to work with you if you pay them $3-4 an hour. You hire a VA, you have them go through Twitter, Facebook groups, UGC platforms, buying lists, whatever. I'd rather do these two, I told you, and also exploring this UGC platforms strategy. Have them gather the information, have them add to an Excel sheet or a Google sheet, and I'm going to show you exactly how we do it and how we categorize the entire process. Have them contact them, establish rates and collaboration, ship the product, receive the UGC video. It's a very specific and easy process. But if you do it, you're not going to have the time to do other more important things like deciding what product to sell, to produce, to market, run the ads, right? So you want to streamline the process so that somebody else is doing it for you. This is exactly the types of columns that we have: location, age, gender, ethnicity, skin, hair type, right, body type. Mostly doing is like by niche, they're mostly doing cosmetics, like beauty products, furniture, stuff, I don't know. It's like the niche, right? If they have pets and if they have kids. So this is typically what we go after. And let me show you an example, a sample of my list here. If I go over here, this is a list, a database that my entire team created over the years. Let me just move myself very quickly here. But we have people in the US, Canada, UK, Ireland, Europe, Australia. And this is, by the way, just as like one of our lists. We have many more, dozens of more. And there's a lot of people here, guys. And I mean, these are just some of the creators that obviously we haven't worked with all of them, but these are creators that my team went in and vetted. The most important thing if you hire a VA is that you need to give them a very specific criteria. And if you don't give them a criteria, then they're just going to find random content creators. So give them a criteria based on your product, and then have her go in here, create a list, and insert the previous work, their pricing structure, their social media URL, and all the things that I mentioned before. Okay, let me put myself back over here and let's move on. So let's move on. UGC testing approach. I want you guys to think at this, what I'm showing you, and this is, by the way, what I use exactly with my clients, right? As I told you before, simplify the heck out of this process. It's already complicated to do shit, okay? So simplify it. You have one product, right? You're gonna test multiple angles, and of course, let's assume that this product is already kind of working, right? Or else it doesn't make sense to invest a bunch in UGC videos, right? So we want to make sure that this is working. And you test multiple angles. You're gonna find, and within each angle, you test maybe 1, 2, or 3 UGC creators and frameworks, right? And I'm gonna go through more detail on how to do this. But once you find an angle, you're gonna invest more into more UGC videos, and you're gonna find winners. And the green ones are the winners, right? The angle, the green angle, angle number 1 over here is the winner. these are also the winning ads. And what we want to do is replicate the framework with similar UGC videos at scale and similar, not only UGC videos, but similar creators. So if you noticed that the blonde girl in New York City that has a puppy that, I don't know, loves to do yoga, is the right fit for you and is getting you the highest ROI with one specific framework and storyboard, then go all in into that type of persona, because that is a persona that is profitable for you and that is working, to get your sales and going. Now, let me know if you have any questions about this, but this is a pretty general concept. Let's talk about how to test UGC variations, right? So there's a couple ways. The first step is that you need to test the storyboard. Once you find a winning storyboard, you need to test different hooks. And this is how we structure it. We find one UGC creator and we have them do 1, 2, or 3 storyboards. This is typically what we like to do. And we just find the one that works the best. And once again, it's going to be the green one. And what is this, a framework or a storyboard? It's very simple. It's not a script. We don't want to send them a script unless we're doing maybe a voiceover. Maybe sure, you can send the script. But if they're not doing a voiceover, we need to send them a framework with a hook, problem, pain that they need to mention in the video, how to agitate the pain, failed solution, what other products your customers tried in the past, your solution, which is different, your unique value proposition, features and benefits, and then call to action. Try this product right now. So I have a video just about this. You can go watch my other videos. It's one of the last ones, and yeah, have them follow a framework. So what I'm saying is that you have storyboard number 1, storyboard number 2, and storyboard number 3. They have to be different. Okay, they have to be different so that you can test what is working in the best way. Now, storyboard number 1 is working, great. Now let's move on and test different hooks. And this is what a lot of people don't do. They just stop at the storyboard and they don't test different hooks. And I'm gonna show you some examples over here so that you can see exactly how the process works and exactly what I'm talking about. But the hook is essentially the first 5 to 7 seconds of the video. You can have the same exact video, storyboard sequence of things, but you want to test the hook over here, the purple one. This one over here, you want to test because the hook is literally going to be the factor that is going to allow people to get hooked into the video and watch the rest of the video. If people are not hooked in the first 5 to 7 seconds, they're not going to watch the entire rest of the video. So this is actually, I would say, 40 to 50% of your success. If you're not hooking people, you lost them and you lose them in the first 3, 5, 7 seconds, you're gone. You're not gonna get the best results, and that's guaranteed. I've tested it and battle tested it with my team and my clients, of course. Now, this is exactly how it works. Once you find the winning hook, guess what? You can go ahead and replicate this and do as many, and go all in and do different creators with the same hook. This is what I would do, and this is what we do and how we structure this. Now, let's actually go over an example. I'm gonna go over a company called VShred. They sell supplements, they sell programs. They're like a multi 8-figure company. They have 7-8 million followers. Like they're a huge brand. You probably know them yourself. You saw their ads. Let me go over here and show you examples of 3 different hooks that I would test once we find a storyboard that works. And look, I'm gonna show you these and you will understand by yourself why these ads are working so well. And by the way, they're running like a lot of different ads. I think they're running 500 to 1,000 ads active, which is a good amount of, millions of dollars in spend every single month probably. So let me play this for you.
What is the most effective way to lose belly fat? Wow, you're in such great shape, but I haven't seen you in the gym for ages.
So in the first 7 seconds, right, they address a pain point that is very specific, right? Let's listen to it once again.
What is the most effective way to lose belly fat?
What is the most effective way to lose belly fat? By the way, I'm looking to lose a little bit of belly fat, so this is gonna hook me immediately. And the next thing that they tell you in the video, and why it hooks me personally, to give you an example, because I would be maybe an ideal customer for them, is that they mention the fact that they know somebody, right, that is going to the gym, that is not going to the gym as much as perhaps I am, so is not, the frequency of going to the gym is not high, but they still have an amazing physique, okay? And so this is,
wow, you're in such great shape, but I haven't seen you in the gym for ages.
Exactly, so this is a perfect example of a hook that is worth testing, but let me show you different variations of hooks here.
This is what 5 pounds of fat looks like. If we want to lose this or more, check this out.
once again, the first 5 seconds, this is a good hook because they are showing me exactly what 5 pounds of fat is. This is actually a great hook. And I've seen this ad from them active for many months. So it's definitely something that is working. And also I advise you to do this. Go after your competitors and look at the ads that they have active for the longest amount of time, because it means that that hook, that storyboard, that type of creator is really working well for them. Don't listen to what people are saying. Look at what they're doing. Look exactly at what they're doing so you can replicate their success and get a piece of the pie. So this is a good hook. Let me show you another example of the hook.
This is a metabolism killer. This is a metabolism killer. And even this is a metabolism killer.
Yeah, so this is very straightforward. We're talking about metabolism killers, and he's giving us the answers of what are the metabolism killers. And then he's gonna rant for the next 2 minutes on why. And this is a good hook in my opinion, because it's very visual. You're showing people things, and it's just better than having somebody just randomly talk and say something, right? We also want to be visual and engaging within the hooks. So these are just examples of things, right? This was maybe a little random from what I was talking about before, but I just wanted to show you what 3 good hooks look like. Once again, go look at your competition and go study exactly what they're doing, okay? So that you can replicate that success and duplicate it for your own brand and for your own product, and of course make it better and you know, do it in your own way. With no further ado, I'm done. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure to get the free UGC list. We have, once again, 50 to 60 content creators in there that have been vetted and that have been proven to get results. And just take action. It's free. I don't need your email. Just click the link and get access to it. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions, but that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. On a side note, before I end it off here, if you actually own an e-commerce business and you want your business and your brand to be audited, we can just hop on a call, hop on a free strategy session with myself or one of my team members, and we can pretty much have a conversation about your roadmap towards next year and how perhaps you can reach your goals. The conversation is very laid back. It's honestly just to understand if there's an opportunity for us to do even business together one day. Okay? With no further ado, thank you once again. And who knows, maybe see you in the next masterclass.